Hey everybody, what's going down? It's your girl Jay right now. You know, us got something to say. We have a special guest in the building. We got young Nineaux coming out of Houston, Texas by way of Louisiana. And y'all, when I tell y'all he is buzzing and the music is busting, that's what I mean. Hey yo, young Nineaux, go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
What's up, man? It's your boy Nineaux, you feel me? Nineaux. I'm just working, chilling and all that, but I'm actually working right now. I'm just trying to mix this track that I made and get it better. But, same old, that's all.
So how did you get into music? Because I know you from Louisiana, and then you came to Texas. So and I know those are two totally different styles of music. So how were you able to develop your own sound throughout that?
Really trial and error, you feel me? Trying to figure out my own sound, you feel me? When I got into the music, what happened was that my dad, he already was in the music already and all that. My dad was like in the arts development with Cash Money Records at the time, and it was just little. They wasn't big as they is now. But he had friends and all that, one was still on the independent grind. The other one, he was signed with a production deal with Rap A Lot Records. And I just stayed consistent with it and try again where I fit in and learn from them about, show money, publishing, how to arrange beats and all that. And I just fell in love with it really because it always grabbed my interest of making music really. So, that's how I got into it. I just fell in love with it from the get-go.
And so you basically grew up around Young Money, Cash Money, because your dad was an intricate part in their structure. And
yeah, he was.
And so what was that like growing up? Because I know, were you telling people at school, like, hey, my daddy was Young Money, Cash Money, or like, how was that growing up and having your dad being in that type of light?
Everything good?
Yeah, everything was good. Did it go out?
No, it just froze. I was just making sure.
Oh yeah. So the question I had asked was, how was it growing up with a famous parent? To be honest, like, were you in school like, my daddy, he was Young Money, Cash Money. Y'all can't talk to me. I got the chain. Look at it.
Nah, I wasn't like that. It was in that situation like that. It was kind of like a process where they kind of could have signed, but they had the faith where everybody know there ain't no secret. Birdman, he be doing his artist bag kind of, it's a secret like that. But it was just like a sixth sense thing. My daddy and his partners, he was in a 3-man group. They come to the conclusion, it was like, we can just do it ourselves. We really ain't got to sign. So they passed upon it, you feel me? But they ain't know, like, this had to be like 93. They ain't know, like, 98, they'll sign the deal with Universal, you feel me? Like, they ain't know that. So what I'm saying is that maybe, coming from a small town, you feel me, it's hood fame, you feel me? My dad had, like, hood fame, all that. And, it was pretty decent, it was pretty cool, having that, rep like that, But my daddy, he was humble. He was like, anything, you could lose anything, but the way you got to get it, you got to get back up and get it. So that's why I was taught, be humble, because you could lose anything. So, it wasn't no arrogant thing. It was just, being humble, basically.
And where did that set you as far music-wise? Were you like, okay, well, since my dad did hip-hop, I'm going to do hip-hop? Or were you like, I'm going to try to implement hip-hop, R&B, a little bit of jazz, a little bit of funk, because, Louisiana is a gumbo pot, and Houston as well. So is that the route that you're going to take at a young age, or were you just strictly hip-hop at that time?
At the time, I was strictly hip-hop. Just strictly hip-hop. I had to really study on my own to figure out what other music was. Like, I love 80s rock. I love 80s rock. I love dubstep too, all that. But I love R&B too. It's just that I can't sing. So if I was a singer, I'll be a singer. But I'm not a singer. But it's like I'm really just stick to rap. Really, just stick to rap. But I'm trying to make it more different, It's a lot of things that's always the same, So I'm just trying to be separate from who I am. And basically it's just hip hop and R&B. I mean, rapping, I'm a rap, but making beats wise, I'm trying to, expand my horizons so I can get, do different things, music instead of sticking on one genre. On producing part, yeah, it's separate. I mean, not separate. It's everything, but rap. I mean, talent wise, my vocals just rapping. That's all.
Were there any specific artists that you looked up to growing up?
You talking about like rapping wise or like production wise?
Let's do both. Let's do rapping wise first, and then production wise.
All right. Rapping wise, I always loved Scarface, the rapper. He was more deep thought. Like, you feel me? Like, he's more deep thought and all that. Who else? I grew up on Zero because I grew up in Mo City a little bit, and I grew up. I'm from Louisiana, so I grew up on the Hot Boys too. I grew up on Boosie. The West. I like West Coast music too. I grew up on Ice Cube. I grew up on Ice Cube a little bit. My dad had the Nas CD, Illmatic. I listened to that. Outkast. About vocal rapping wise, them, but production wise, Dr. Dre, Timbaland, Manny Fresh, Daz Dillinger, the Dog Pound. Who else? My OG, my uncle, Swift. And that's pretty much it. Basically, it's pretty much like it's a lot. I really want to get more in detail, but it's a lot. So I grew up on a lot.
I want you to talk about the importance of knowing yourself and then knowing what music you want to create or the music that you want to have an effect on others, because everyone that you named have a very high, super high ranking within the hip hop culture itself, whether it's production or it's lyricism. And so I want you to get into that, because at a young age, with some of your music, it's like, you are way older than what you are. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I feel you.
Yeah. And you can tell you know your sense of self, and you know the effect that you want your music to have on others, and what they want what you want them to take from it. So go ahead and get in depth about that, because you do have some artists that, they lose themselves because
that's facts. No, that's facts. I feel like, to be honest with you, I was at the point in my life, you gotta get in where you fit in. That's the business way of music, because everybody trying to get a quick check. Everybody on the wave. Like, how everybody was doing, sounding like the Migos and all that. Basically, it's like this. Basically the same thing. You know how everybody say designer sound like Future.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't say that he flopped, but he doing his own thing. But he was basically kind of one hit wonder, but Future still doing his own thing, because Future know that's his original sound. You feel me? That's who he is.
Right.
I feel like, as an artist, if you don't feel something that's in your soul, that gut feeling that is right, then you're doing something right. Like, you can't play puppet to the game what everybody else wants. And I feel like if it's good for your soul, and if anybody can relate to it, they can relate to it. Something that's feel good in your soul as an artist, that you feel like, man, I gotta say this. I got it, because that's how I'm feeling right now. And I feel like that's the right thing to do, instead of just following out, what the business wants, instead of, what you want. Like, anybody can relate with you, bro. It's just gonna be written in stone for you if you do the right thing. You feel like what's right for you, for your spirit and your soul, to express yourself, and just do it right. Basically, that's all I'm saying. As an artist, like, you can't lose yourself within a business, because it's always some money hungry stuff. Like, I noticed beforehand. My uncle always told me, what's the saying? Dot your I's and cross your T's, or whatever.
Yeah, definitely dot your I's, cross your T's.
He said it like that because he been in the industry so long that he got messed over a couple of times. You feel me? So I just learned from my OG's mistakes, man. Try to play the game chess and not checkers. So that's how I feel about it.
I want to touch on the importance of having the right team around you, because you, like you said before, you do have a lot of yes people, a lot of people that want to dictate to what you do instead of allowing you to go through those things. And so you touched on your uncle being an intricate part of your life. You know, I know that your dad was also a major part within this music industry. Talk about that, how they were able to help you early on. You know, they saw that you had that music gift and they helped you early on instead of, you know, you learning it the completely wrong way from somebody else.
Yeah. By that, for them being, you know, a particular part of my life, I guess because they know what it is and what it ain't. They come from an era where, you know, hip hop was hip hop. It wasn't no commercial stuff. That was really underground at the time. Really, it's just because, you know, a lot of people, it's really like a money hungry game. Basically, they know it's a money hungry game. So that's why one of my uncles, he told me is always the importance of publishing. Publishing is very important. So you just need to know what you're getting into. Like, that's why a lot of people say when they sign a deal or whatever, they feel like they got messed up or whatever. You just need to know what you're getting into. What's best for you at the point in your life. You need to know what's best for you. Like at the time, you know, they had to sign with deal or whatever, and they feel like they need to get out of it. That's cool, but don't be complaining about what the label do for you when you know what you're getting into. If you know your worth. So that's how I feel about it. I just know that what they both taught me, my dad and my uncle, they told me to know your worth. They told me to know my worth because you know you're better than that. So I understand as part of the game, people got to know their worth instead of just doing something that's just a gimmick. You feel me?
And speaking of worth, you are dropping a project this upcoming Friday. So go ahead and talk to us about that project, all the songs that are going to be on there, and you know, all the process of what it took to get to this point, because you are a student, and I know that could, you know, that could be a lot of things on your plate. You got classes, you got tests, and you're still trying to meet the deadline that you set for yourself for this particular project. So go ahead and talk about that.
It's it's probably 12 tracks, 13 tracks. I can't count, but all of them, you know, all of them is work of art that I worked on. You know, some is raunchy, some is you know, some personal stuff, some stuff, you know, is money stuff and all that. The process of making it took me about like about a year of making it. Last year I was recording off of FL Studios. This time I'm recording off of Pro Tools to get better sound. And I like the difference of working with Pro Tools. You give me a better sound. And all these songs really is just something, you know, to vibe to. Whatever vibe you're getting, you can listen to it. And really most of these songs I used to write, but I don't write no more.
So you're more of a freestyling person?
Yeah, I'm more a freestyling person now. I just gotta feel basically this. I'm gonna give you the sauce. Basically, I just gotta feel the beat. If I'm feeling the beat and I hear it in my head, I must write it down. It's like writing down a piece of paper what you want to say, but if it don't come out right, you scratch it out. Basically, you just delete off Pro Tools and try a different words of freestyling it. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah. What's the name of the project?
It's called All About Respect Volume 2.
And what made you call your project that?
It's just the underdog stuff, basically. You know, feeling like an underdog. You feel me? People want their respect in anything that they do, any field they want to do, and that's how I feel. Like I just want respect for anything that I do because I'm jack of all trades. You see, I'm trying to finish this mixing, make my own beats, my rap. I know about my publishing. I got my own label I'm trying to work on and all that. Got artists I'm working with. and I'm just trying to be, you know, the best that I can do and do it right. And people kind of, you know, don't take you seriously like that, and because you know everybody trying to rap, you know, you just gotta figure out what's going to be what's going to separate you. So I just feel like that's why I made the album title for, just to be the underdog, because I do too much and nobody don't give me my credit on what I do. So that's why I named it. That's why I named the title that.
And I love how you touched on, you know, you leading your publishing, and you just said an exclusive here. You said you're starting your own record label.
Yeah.
What's going to be the name of that?
It's called Twm Records.
Is that an acronym for something?
Yeah, it's an acronym. It's just trying to reach major. You know, anything that we do, we trying to do better. Basically, that's what it is. We try to do better. We basically know your worth and try to do better, because some people, you know, it's okay for settle. I mean, it's not okay, but you know, people don't try to settle for less. So we're just not trying to settle for less work that we do. When we put in the work and we on the grind and we gotta do what we gotta do, we will make sure that we do our best, and we're not gonna settle for less, and we're just gonna keep grinding, basically. Just keep grinding.
So do you think that's a problem within the industry nowadays? You have a lot of artists that they sign off of emotion because they have this big company behind them, versus them actually taking the time to do it themselves and then partner up with that parent company?
Sometimes they do sign off emotions. By that's because probably because they're in a situation where they like, man, I gotta help, you know, my mother out and all that. Like, you understand? Like, in a situation where there's a lot of advance money and all that. But basically, it's whatever a deal is good for you, basically. My uncle, he taught me the game one time. He was like, I asked him what a 360 was. He said, you know, it's a 10%. The label get 90, you get 10. Joint venture is like 50-50, and like a production deal maybe probably like 60-40. But anything is like I think it's called P&D deal, where it's percentage, pricing and distribution. That's an 80-20, because I asked him what Jay Prince did for it. He said it's a 80-20, the 80-20 deal or whatever. And I asked which best situation for any artist that could get a deal. He said it's basically on what the situation is. So anybody that feel like they stuck in the situation, they sign that deal. But if you feel like you know what you're doing, then you probably don't need a deal. But if you want to get to that next level in your life, you'll need a deal.
Circling back to the project, you said are there any features on the project with the new artists that you say you were working with?
Yeah, it's 3 features. There's 2 rappers named Mello and Mano, and another female rapper named Logo. It's only got 3 features on the artist house that's I'm working with right now. It ain't pretty much a lot, but you know, they're just artists that I'm working with. I feel like they're talented, so that's why I'll put them on there, because they're talented to me. And I feel like they'll be talented to y'all. Y'all dig them. Y'all love them for real.
And are you, like, the rappers you look up to, are you your lyricism, who are you like most as far as your lyricism goes? Because you name like literally all the best lyricists in my opinion, you know, with the addition of Kendrick and J. Cole. But I'm asking you your opinion of who do you most symbolize. I'm not saying you're an imitation of them.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Yeah.
For this album, I feel like I was more maybe like Juvenile. Have some like I have some stuff kind of like Scarface, you know, something that make you think. But most of these tracks is like old Cash Money stuff, like Juvenile, basically Juvenile and old Lil Wayne. That's how it's damn near how the whole album sound like. Damn near. It's just a good piece of work.
What is it that you want people to take away from the album most? Because, like I said, this is an exclusive interview. It will be released on Friday. What is it? What is the message that you want them to take away from it?
Take away from it. I just want them, I want them to have the message that it's okay for you to be the underdog, because, the underdog always come up top. I just want people that, even though you feel like all your hard work, you feel like it's being overlooked, somebody is looking at you, basically. That's why I want for anybody to look at this project at, like, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
And then, Nineaux, I just have a question because I remember you told me earlier of how Nineaux is spelled. It's not Nino. It's Nineaux.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, like very Louisiana.
No, it's facts.
It's like, facts. Where did that name come from?
You mean the actual Nineaux or just the rap name Nineaux?
Your rap. Oh, okay. So that's your actual nickname.
Yeah, that's my actual nickname. My actual nickname is Nineaux, but Nino. I just made that way for, basically branding stuff, and all that. I got Nineaux, man, from my dad. My dad named me the nickname Nineaux. I've been having that all my life. I've been having that before I was even born, to be honest with you. He called me Nineaux since like day one. And it's not it's kind of like from the movie New Jack City, but he always told me he got it from that rap song from Junior Mafia with Biggie and Lil Kim. That song Get Money, when he say something you wanna something on my living room floor, play Nintendo with C's and Nineaux. So he always liked that lyric and all that. So he just gave me the nickname from day one. So that's what it is, basically.
Now I want to get into is your dad, is he still around, like, during music and everything?
My dad died back in 2011. It's almost 10 years ago.
Okay. Well, how did that affect you mentally, and how did that also help you emotionally propel your music even further to go harder for it?
What kind of did it for me, it was kind of a shock because he died on my 16th birthday. And I was kind of like in a state of mind where I was kind of lost. I ain't gonna cap to you. I was trying to figure out, because really, man, for the past maybe like couple of months after he died, really, I just feel like, what's like for, you feel me? Like, you get what I'm saying? But my dad always told me that you should never give up on anything. Like, he never wanted me to give up anything or what I want to accomplish to get my goal. Like, he's always told me, like, he probably like what's the word I'm trying to look for? Pretense about his death or whatever. And he was like, when I'm dead and gone, I just want y'all to keep on doing what y'all doing. Nothing ain't gonna stop when I'm gone. The world still keep on moving. So I just kept it a buck and kept it moving. And I just kept doing my music. And just try to be better every day, because he wanted me to be better every day in life, in music and in life. So I just took that from that and kept it moving.
And then you produced this iconic project that symbolizes who you are and how you grew up in both Texas and in Louisiana with a splash of West Coast.
Yeah.
And I'm amazed because how did you balance being a student and then working on music on top of developing your own developing your own label and working with new artists? How did you find time for everything?
Well, it's all about time management. I learned that in college. It's all about time management, man. You gotta have specific time. Anything's a schedule. That's how I do it. It's really a schedule in life. You can't just be free. What's the word? Freelancing. That's what word I'm looking for.
Yeah, freelancing.
You can't be freelancing in life. Like I was talking to my big brother the other day. He was like, "Man, you can have anything in the world, but one thing you can't have is time." So I'm trying to keep my time the way it is. Time wait for nobody. So I'm just trying to be precious with it and just keep on working, basically.
And so, speaking of time, what does the next 5 years look like for young Nineaux? Let me just say Nineaux, y'all. Let me say Nineaux because he's younger than me. That's why I say young. But
nah, it's all good. No, it's all good. It's all good. It's respected. 5 years, man. I just want to be, just be successful, man. Just be successful. Run things right, be more successful. But not just, in finance, be successful, mentally and spiritually. And, just help people out, man. I'm a humble guy, man. I believe, you get your blessings, man, help people out. So I just want, give people the game, be a teacher, be a mentor. And just do the right thing, just do the right thing. Because I don't want to be, leaving a legacy where everything that I did was wrong and bad, people talking about it, like I did something wrong and all that. I don't want to end my legacy like that because you don't hustle for your first name, you hustle for your last name. So I'm just trying to do it right, man, by my last name, man, for generations to come. And that's it. That's what I want to do. Just do that for within 5 years, basically.
And I want you to tell everybody, where can they get your project? Where will it be available? And how can they find you?
Okay. My project going to be out on the 24th. It's going to be on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, Google Play, Napster, everywhere in streaming sites. I'm thinking about, pressing it. Some people still rocking CDs sometimes, and I can't barter no hustle, you feel me? You said follow me. Follow me at Instagram at Nineaux, NINEAUX _. Twitter, the same thing. It's just _. Follow me on TikTok. I'll be doing stuff on TikTok too. NINEAUX. I think it's _. I think it's _. Yeah, it's all my streaming sites. That's where you can find me at.
And if you could leave with one message for the young artists of this generation, what would it be?
Man, like I said before, man, just be yourself, man. Just be yourself. Don't let nobody tell you who you are and what you do. If it makes you feel good in your soul, man, I always say if it don't hit you in the middle of your chest, that part right there, then it ain't is what it is. Find something that hits you right there in the music that you make, then that's it. I can't tell you what's a hit or not. Well, if it feel right there, then that's it.
Man, I want to thank you so much for coming and talking with me on the podcast and definitely showcasing your music, your musical styles, and the fact that you're as young as you are. He ain't super young, y'all. He ain't super young. Don't come to me be like, oh my goodness, you're a baby. But as young as you are, and you're focusing on yourself, your production, your style of freestyling, because it's rare now that you have artists that can really freestyle.
Yeah.
Really freestyle. Your lyricism is on point. you're reaching back and helping other artists. You're getting your label together, and it's amazing. It's amazing, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So on that note, I want to thank you so much for coming to talk with me, y'all. Friday. Friday.
Already.
Day. Is it special? Is it a specific time on Friday, or is it just Friday? Or
it's just Friday. I ain't putting over ticket time. It's just Friday.
It's Friday. It's Friday. No, we ain't gonna do that. That used to be my jam though. But thank you, Nineaux, for coming in. And man, like I said, keep being great, okay?
All right, you too.
Babe.
Hey, man, this is Loso with Houston Trend telling you to check out my homegirl, J. Renee, with the Talk With Me podcast. You never know who's going to be the next guest, unless it's you. And if you want it to be you, make sure you submit j.reneehtx@gmail.com. Send her your information, send her all your links to any of your music, your bio, your videos, all of that, man. We need all that. You know what I'm talking about? Make sure you get on the Talk With Me podcast with the homie J. Renee. Because with J. Renee, it always go down. You know what I'm talking about?